Good evening.
Recording in progress.
So, good evening, all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so we are nearing up the end of the HRM session. So your forthcoming sessions would be yes, inventory management, logistics and supply chain management, few production techniques, all mixed together, because one is dependent on interdependence on one another. So inventory, warehouse management, which or everything these terms comes under supply chain management concepts, and again few production concepts. Okay, so most probably this is going to be the last session for your HR. So let me quickly go with this session. So today's session is about training and objectives, and if time permits, I will even take you through the industrial relations part. So we'll try to finish it off within this within today. Okay, so straightly coming to the point, what is training? So training is something you will be teaching some person, or transferring the skills, or skills, particular skill set, or to some person, transferring the knowledge to a person in order to make that person efficiently do the work. So obviously it adds fuel to his knowledge or her knowledge, so that obviously it would the person will work more and would gain knowledge from the training, and will give the output to the work what he or she is doing, and obviously the organization gets benefited from that skill set. So this is why training is being done. So training is given to employees, new employees who is going to join the organization, or for employees who's already in the organization, who are expecting a promotion kind of a thing. And even training is given to those employees who are who the management is planning to shift from one department to another department, and for employees who the management wants to learn a particular skill set or some new technology which the organization is planning to implement in its current production or the future production. And the development that after getting the training after gaining the knowledge, there should be a change in the process, a change in the way the individual work. So that is development. There should be a change. If there is no change, it means there is no development at all. So there should be a change in the way the individual work, or the way the individual thinks, or the way the individual applies the skill set what he or she has learned from the training process. So there should be an elevation in all these things. So only then it is considered as a development. So there are a few objectives of training. So why an organization is providing a training? So why should an organization provide? So to impart the knowledge to the workers, and to skills and knowledge to the workers, to let them know the required skill set, required technology, to do a particular job, or for some period of time, and to improve the productivity of workers in the organization, and to clear off all the doubts and all the what do you say they may be having many doubts, or they may be having a few things they something would be blocking them from working I mean getting on to the work process. So to clear off all the blocks and clear off all the doubts, the training program is provided, and to make them understand how to handle the machineries, or the other office supplies, and to train them on how they have to behave with the other individuals in the official environment, that is within the organization. So who is who, so what who holds which responsibility, and as an individual which post they will be posted into, which department they will be working in, and whom they are who they should be reporting to. So who are their team members, and who will be their subordinates, So everything, no, all the things are communicated during the training program. And to prepare workers, that is already existing workers, to prepare them for the promotion to the higher jobs. So for these reasons, training is being provided. So to sum up, for higher productivity, quality improvement. So for existing products, sometimes, no, like not sometimes, no, most of the times, the customers demand, no, the customers, no, like the expectation of the particular product, no, it keeps on increasing. They keep on building the, no, like, what do you say, building the excitement, no, like how a particular, no, like product should be. So there is a challenge, no, there is a need for the organization to keep on improvising the product, to keep on improvising the service they provide to the customer. So to make that improvisation, so quality has to be increased. So to increase the quality, no, some kind of standard, no, has to be, no, added to the existing product. So to add the standard, a particular, no, like a skill set or no particular technology has to be, no, implemented on the product. So that skill set, that technology advancement has to be, no, like understandable by the organizational employees. So for even that reason, no, like the training is being given. Reduction of learning time. So if you just leave the employee, no, and give him or her the required time, no, like, okay, so this is a place where you're going to work, so slowly learn everything. So according to the employees, no, like knowledge, or according to the employees, no, background, cultural background, or no educational background and everything, it may say take some time, no, for an employee to learn, no, everything, no, in and out of the organization. By providing proper training within a particular span of time, the employee will come to know, like, what is what in the organization. Industrial safety, know how to safely work in the no, production floor, or in the processing floor, or in the, no, like warehouse floor, or inventory, no, like space. So the safety standards employee will understand only if a proper training is being given. Reduction of turnover and absenteeism. So why reduction, no, like why turnover and absenteeism happens? Because something, no, like it's not, no, like aligning the employees. uh, Guys, please mute your audio. So something is not aligning with the organization. It may be the employees expectation not aligning with the organization's employees, organizations, no, expectations, or the employees personal goals, no, it's not, no, aligning with the organizational goals. So to clear up all these things, no, like proper training has to be given, so that, no, it reduces the fear, no, fear in the employee, or reduces that non-commitment level in the employee. So the employee, no, like starts understanding the organizational procedures and try to align his or her own personal goal, no, with the organizational goal, and go on with the process. Technology update and effective management. So only if they know there is a good communication system and good coordination between the employees, and, know, like management can, know, run the organization very smoothly. So for these reasons, the training is being provided. So this is a typical training process. First, identify the needs for training. So there is no purpose, no, in conducting the training when it is not required at all. So for namesake, there is no purpose in, no, conducting a training. Only if there is a requirement, if the organization feels, or if the HR department feels that, no, like this training has to be provided to this particular individual or this group of individuals, then they have to go on with the training process. So there should be a need, no, for the training process. So they have to identify the need first, and then determine the type of training. Training, not out of many types. So identify, no, which training type, no, is best suited for a group of employees, or no, for an individual. So what is the best, no, like type of training which has to be provided. Then identify training program goals and objectives. So discuss with the, no, with those trainees, tell them, make them understand. So this is why this training program is being conducted for you. This is the time frame. So on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, you have to spend this hours, this many hours, or this much of time in the training process. So at the end of the session, at the end of the training session, we are expecting you to learn this particular aspect. So discuss with the trainees, and then, no, get the feedback, implement the training program, get the feedback from the trainees, no, and, no, like even no, like the trainees also can get the feedback from the trainers, like how they are no, like progressing, and finally evaluating the training program. That is no, like once they got the training, they have to implement that in the work, and the trainers has to know keep an evaluation, keep an eye on how they are no working it on the floor. That is the on the job. Okay, so this is the typical training process which happens in any organization. Okay, so here we are coming to types of training. So first is orientation or preliminary training, which is done before onboarding. So onboarding is not like another term. So we used to a proper training has to be will be provided to those employees before onboarding process. So maybe during the probation time or even before the probation time. So the process includes like all the induction process, filling out the legal form for like PF form, all personal details will be furnished, and all the documents, like scan copy of the educational qualification, experience certificates, whatever the thing is. So these processes will go on, and employees will receive the handbooks or prospectus or whatever about the company policies and SOPs, whatever it is. So everything that employee will come to know, and any particular like job specific technology or procedures, that so this particular job, it has to be done in this particular way only, or for this particular job you have to join hands with this particular department or with this particular person. So these kind of information is being transferred to those employees. So once they get everything, then they have they can go on with the onboarding. So there are many advantages, that is like the employee can quickly run the process, and even if an error is being committed, it's not going to directly affect the actual work which is happening on the floor. So these are the advantages. And it gains, the employee gains confidence before starting the job. So blindly, if you like push the employee to the floor and like asking him or her to start off with the work, so there may be like some kind of like friction happening between with the like the mood set or like whatever. Okay, so before that, give a proper training. So let the employee know about how system works, how the organizational system works, and how it functions, and then like move him to the floor or her to the floor, so that now the employee gets confidence on very well he or she very well know what is to do first, so how to go with the process. So the employee automatically gains confidence if proper training is given before onboarding. So a few onboarding techniques are there: on the job training and off the job training. On the job training is so directly going on with the job. So directly make him or her start the work. So that is a practice method. Off the job is the classroom method. We all very well know. So this is a flexible method. Which one? On the job method, because like there is no separate classroom or no separate premises is needed for training purpose. So directly the employee can like start off with the job, like go on with the process. Less expensive method, so no more like no cost is like involved in like in training, and no time or no energy is like being involved for training these employees when it comes to on the job method. Whereas in off the job method, you have to like provide a separate space for training the employees, and trainer has to be provided, and a particular time frame has to be like given, energy has to be spent. It's no cost is involved in like giving off the job training. But whereas in on the job training, so there is no necessary for all those things. The trainee is highly motivated and encouraged to learn, so he directly sees what is happening. So directly like he or she is seeing what is happening, so directly learns the process. Much arrangement for the training is not required. Whereas in the off the job process, so high productivity means before on the hand, before like the employee gets like get to know about the process. So once the employee like goes to the onboarding process, immediately he or she can start with the work. So with a smooth flow, the employee can go on. So no production error, trainer's presence is not needed, minimizes the job errors, and no disturbance to the present employees. The present employees, they don't be like they will not be disturbed at all. Whereas on the job method, if you see, like the present employees will be disturbed in the sense, so the new joinees may be asking them doubts, like for clearing up few things. So the present employees, like maybe like it may be deviating for them. But in the off the job training, the present employees are not disturbed at all. So these persons can, the new joinees can learn something out from the production floor or on off the floor, and then once they are trained, they can be like made to work on the floor. So on the job training, they have various methods. Job rotation, we very well know. So for particular period of time, the employees being shifted to like each and every department, or given few responsibilities or roles, so that after some time, at the end of the training, the employee will come to know overall about the organization, overall about all the departments in the organization. Coaching method, the general coaching method. Job instructions, that is a step-by-step instruction method. Sometimes a manual will be a handbook or manual will be given, or sometimes the instructor may dictate the instructions. The trainee may take the notes, and like he or she can learn. Committee assignments, group assignments can be given. Internship training, so interns are like taken in the company for some particular period of time. So those interns can be like trained, and then like out of the interns like whoever is doing best, they can be taken into the organization, or the group the whole group of interns can be taken into the organization, because very well the training is like provided to them already. So this is how it is done. And off the job training methods, it's incident method. Incident method is something like some situation is given to the trainee, and like assessing him or her how he or she perceives the information, perceives the role, or analyze the situation and what decision the person is taking. So that is incident method. Vestibule training is like near the job training, just like the job. So they will be asked how you will do in case like you are given with this responsibility, so how you will be doing, or like if you are facing this particular problem, so how you will be dealing the problem. So near the job performance. And lectures and conference, general lectures, conferences, the employees may be asked to sit in a lecture hall or in a meeting hall or in a conference room, and lectures and conferences can be given. And simulation techniques, so simulation techniques is case study method. Cases which has happened, the events which has happened in the organization previously, or which is happening presently within that organization. So that can be discussed with the new joinees, so they will like come up with their own ideas on how the case can be solved. Role play. In basket method is like giving them like more like tasks, and asking them to prioritize the task. So that is in basket method. And business and management games, usually this is done to like MBA graduates. So we had that in our when we joined a company, we had that section. So other than this like these training is being given on these aspects as well. That is the 14 principles of failure which we like which we saw previously in our first session like so training is like being given on these things. So they will start with how division of work, what is authority and responsibility, so how to like go with discipline and unity of command, unity of direction. So each and every aspect the training is given, maybe for 14 days, or like they can according to the time frame the time limited time available. The trainer, usually the HR person or the trainer within the organization. Sometimes the trainer will be from outside the organization who knows the process very well. So accordingly they will frame the training module, and like the training on these aspects is given to the trainees. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so I may be like you may feel that like I'm rushing out and running out. So this is nothing like a normal training process which usually happens in any organization. So all you have to remember is like the type of training methods, techniques, on the job training, off the job training. So preliminary training is something which is done before onboarding, and other type of training, no, like which is done after onboarding, that is for the existing employees for promotional purposes or for no learn new skill set, no update for getting them, no like making them update to new technologies. So that is no other type of training. And no, like in these orientation preliminary training, we have on the job method, off the job method. So on the job training, no, we have job rotation, job instructions, no internship trainings and everything. Off the job method, like we have no, that is classroom method, no, like the employees are not in the floor, not in the action floor, no, they are somewhere in the no like a classroom or no somewhere in the conference room, whatever. So while they are not attending the training in that particular premises, so incident method, vestibule training lectures and no like conferences, role play, in basket method, no punishment games, no these kind of training is given to those employees. So once they are done with these type, no like these any type of these trainings, no, they are finally taken into the floor. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Okay, fine. So a question, no, like before, no, we are before we move on to the next session, I mean next module. So according to you, no, like how you might have no received training, no, before you have joined the company or after after joining the company, no, I mean presently where you're working, you might have received some kind of training. So how it worked for you, like were you able to know like apply those no like training technique, a particular skill set or a training technique, no, in your present job, and did that worked out?
Yes, they give products.
Yeah.
Like going to the floor. So those trainings
Recording in
are
progress.
Okay, okay. To solve a problem, to solve no any conflict between no like a customer, no, and yourself, or customer and the organization, or the conflict between no the interdepartmental conflict, whatever it is, no, where was useful, no, the training was useful to know like to tackle these problems.
yes, of course, and
Yes,
he
yes,
addresses
yes.
that seriously on the floor.
Yes, ma'am, it's 100%. This training is important for presenter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually, it's by sales department we did this.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay. Okay, so it has been a long time no since I gave no like suggestions, no like on no like go through this, no, please no watch this movie, or no like go through these books. So now no like I'm giving no a suggestion on no like this training, that is no if you have time, no, you can watch the movie Sully. How many you have now watched this movie already? Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah, I have seen Tom Hanks.
Good.
Nice.
Okay.
The way they operate.
Yes. So this is an excellent movie. Actually, like this movie, even we have taken as a case study, for this training module, while teaching this training and development module to employees or for MBA students, like we usually take the I mean few scenes, few clippings from this particular. We usually suggest this movie to the students or the new joinees to watch this movie, or like if time permits, we usually take clippings from this movie, and show them during the training process. So this is about a pilot. It actually happened. This is a real incident which has happened in US. So this is about a pilot called Sully, nicknamed as Sully. So he has like made a decision of like landing the plane in the river. I mean the river like which is running through New York City, it seems. So Hudson River, yeah, Hudson River, right. So the pilot makes a decision of like landing the plane. The plane took off few minutes before, and within few minutes like a flock of birds, it hits the plane, and the plane loses the control, loses like an engine, after some time loses two of the engines, and but the control room, like the ground control crew, control room advises the pilot, no, he is a senior pilot, and no, like another one is a co-pilot. So advise these pilots, no, to land to the nearest airport. They suggest two airports. One is the airport from where they took off, and another airport is, no, somewhere near. So they suggest them, no, to immediately, no, to land the aircraft, no, in any of these airports. And but Sully decides, no, like with the training what he has received, no, when he was young, and with the experience, no, like he manages to land the aircraft, no, on the Hudson River safely, and all the passengers were saved. And obviously, no, if this kind of decision is being taken, no, like obviously the pilot, or no, whoever is, no, like responsible for taking the decision, they will be put, no, like in the eyes of law. And no, like Sully is, no, being questioned by, no, like the airports authority of, no, like US, and why he has made this decision, no, like so like the airports authority people, know, like they do a simulation of how the aircraft would have been, no, safely landed in any of these airports. But Sully, no, like asks them, you know, to consider the human aspect. Human aspect is something, no, like suddenly something happens, no, like we immediately don't respond. So we take, no, few seconds of time, no, to understand what is happening, and then, no, come on to a decision, and come, no, like few 3 or 4 decisions, no, come into our, no, like head. And out of the 3 or 4 decisions, we will, no, like choose one particular decision. So it would take, no, few seconds to few minutes. So this is called human aspect, no. So that human aspect is not, no, included in the simulation part, which the airports authority people were working on it. So Sully will, know, like suggest them to know to include the human aspect part to their simulation technique, and then decide on, no, like how things would work out. So when they are, no, like adding this human aspect part, and they know, like wait for, no, I mean not the wait, I mean they purposely, know, like in the simulation technique, they drag drag the decision making process, no, for few seconds, maybe 11 to 13 seconds. So it was seen that, no, like it was proved that the aircraft wouldn't have made to any of the airport if Sully would have, no, like tried to, no, like land it, no, on any of the airport. So obviously the aircraft would have, no, hit on some few buildings, no, that skyscrapers or any buildings in the New York City, and it would have blasted, you know, like all the persons, no, all the passengers would have died, including the pilots. So finally, it will be proved that with the help of the training, no, which he has received as when he was very young as a pilot, no, like that training and, no, the experience of him, no, like that it helped him, no, to make this decision, and all the passengers were saved. Excellent movie, feel good movie. So try to watch if you have time. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
now we are going to see the next module of, no, today's session. Okay, so this is about the conflict and how trade unions, know, like have a hand in, know, like conflict resolution part. Okay, so I know I have heard that, no, like UAE doesn't have any trade unions. There is no like trade union functioning in UAE since, no, like the law there, no, for protecting the workers there, no, like it's very, no, like they have, no, like hard and fast rule, no, for protecting the workers in UAE. But other than, no, like almost all the countries, no, you can see trade unions, no, like function. So first, let us start with the conflict. So what is conflict? It's a difference of opinion between, no, any two individuals, or no, any two departments, or no, like between an individual and the department, between the individual and the management, or between, no, two types of management, or between, no, two organizations in the industry, or between two industries as well, no, difference of opinion on some particular aspect, some particular thing. So that is called as conflict. So reasons for conflict is, no, like different work styles, unhealthy workspace, competition, availability of, no, like limited resources. So both the industry, no, like, I mean, both the organization, no, like fight to, no, like acquire those resources, and poor communication, no, between the employees within the organization, personality clashes, no, everything, no, it paves the way to conflict. So how the organizations can overcome this conflict? By providing good conflict resolution technique, and by creating a strong communication channels, between the departments, between the employees, between the management, types of management, by treating everyone fairly, and a third party conflict mediation services. That is, if the organization fails to resolve the conflict between any two individuals or departments within the organization, they can very well get the help from the third party agency, like mediators or arbitrators outside the company, that is outside the organization, and they can take help from them to sort out the issue. So there are various techniques to overcome the conflict. So these are the types of conflict we are going to see. First one is intra-individual or intrapersonal conflict. That is conflict between an individual and the organization. Not direct conflict, but it's like the conflict in what do you say, the mindset, or the conflict in the passion or the goals, the objectives. So organizational goals are different and individuals goals are different. Organizational's way of workflow is different, and individuals the way of doing things, perceiving things, and the individual's work style is that's different. So when this is not aligning, the organizations and the individuals things are not aligning, there arises the intra-individual or intrapersonal conflict. And we have sub-classifications: goal conflict, role conflict, conflict from frustration. So goal conflict, that is one goal, like if an individual is working towards attaining the organizational goal, his or her personal goal is not able to achieve. So that is goal conflict. Or if the individual is working towards to achieve his or her personal goal, the organizational goal that is not being met. So obviously there is a conflict between the goals, the organizational goals and the individual goals. So this is goal conflict. Role conflict is if a person is individual is given with multiple responsibilities, multiple roles to play. So it's very difficult to manage. So individual would be wondering, so which role to be take up on first, or which responsibility to be completed on the first basis. So this is the role conflict. Or as a manager, should I go with this decision, or as a good friend of this, whether I should go with this decision, or as a good worker, good employee in the company, should I go with this decision, or as a member of a union, trade union, should I go with this decision? So this is the role conflict. Conflict from frustration, when you are not able to attain if it is any goal, organizational goal or your personal goal, some kind of frustration arises. So, and other than that, before reaching the goal, a kind of frustration because of lagging of interest, or decrease in the the motivation, or decrease in the commitment level, something affects the pace of work, the pace of the workflow. So that obviously gives way to conflict. So there is conflict from frustration. And then we have interpersonal conflict. Intrapersonal conflict is the conflict between an individual and the organization. That is individual goals and the organizational goals, individual ideas and the organizational ideas. Whereas interpersonal conflict is between two different persons, two different individuals. Reasons may be many: personal differences, educational background, political background, socio-economical background, lack of information, stress, environmental stress, the work environment, role in compatibility, and the departments where they are working in, interdependence, that also it creates a great impact in the interpersonal conflict. And then we have intra-group conflict, that is between an individual and a group, individual and a department, individual and a team. So that is intra-group conflict. And then we have intergroup conflict. Intergroup conflict is between two different groups. So why intergroup conflict arises is like competition for like resources. There may be limited number of resources, like conflict arises, who gets the resources on the first basis, or how much percentage of resources, like each and every, either of them gets. And task interdependence. Task interdependence is something that one department is dependent on another department to complete the work. So for example, in production process, packaging department is dependent on the production department, quality checking department, because only after quality checking has to be done, no packaging has to be done. So if that is lacking, no packaging will be lacking. And then quality department, so only if the production is complete, they can go on with the quality checking. So production is done, then only quality checking can be done. So that is lacking, then this is lacking. So this is called interdependence, task interdependence. So interdependence, like intergroup conflict arises. Jurisdictional ambiguity. Jurisdictional ambiguity is like getting to know about the their limitations, like their what do you say, like their limitations. So how much they are authorized to do something. So what is the other department, they are authorized to do something. So this is no jurisdictional ambiguity. And status struggle. So who is like contributing more to the organization, whether it's your department or my department. So without whom the organization cannot serve. So these kind of aspects, so that arises to intergroup conflict. So intrapersonal, intra-individual conflict is between the organization and an individual. Interpersonal is between two different individuals. Intra-group is between an individual and a group, individual and a team, or individual and a department. And intergroup is between two different groups. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So if the conflict is not being resolved, what happens? Employee turnover. So employee turnover, it refers to the number of percentage of workers who leaves the organization. So who goes out of the organization, that is, leaves the work and not replaced by the new employees. So there is a measurement, to measure the employee turnover, because it has a great impact, in company's profit. So as if the turnover is very less, very low, it means company is not doing good. They're good in profit, good in performance and everything. But if the turnover is high, so it is the vice versa of the same thing. So there are two types of employee turnover. There is voluntary and involuntary. Voluntary is something the employee voluntarily wants to go out of the organization, chooses to leave the organization, quits or resigns, or would like to go to another organization, or would like to take a break, or maybe reasons may be many. Involuntary is something where the management decides to fire the employee, makes the employee go out of the organization, leave the organization. So what the disadvantages of high employee turnover? Obviously, it affects the morale of the company. It affects the company's name in the industry, and it affects the other employees in the organization. So if they see more employees are leaving from their department, from their organization, from their company, they lose commitment, their commitment level, and their the work flow, everything, it gets automatically decreased. And as a result, the company goal, achieving the company goals, it will become it's very hard to achieve the company goals within the specific period of time. So 10 reasons. Career development, why employees are leaving for career development. Work environment, they don't like the work environment where they're working. Management behavior, management doesn't understand their concerns. Job characteristics, they don't like the job, what they are doing. Compensation and benefits, not satisfied with the compensation and benefits which the company is providing. Work-life balance, they couldn't balance the work and their life, personal life and professional life, they couldn't balance. Well-being, few employees will be seeing the well-being of the company, well-being in the company, the status and everything, And if no, like their status, or if their ego is being hurt, or if their no like attitude is being no like kindled off, they no like tend to leave the organization. A relocation, they want to know move out of the city to somewhere else. Retirement. Involuntary, the management decides to send the employee because of no like the employee may be lacking skill set, no, even after provided no good training. The employee may be no having no commitment at all. The employee maybe no like taking more leaves, no, like more leaves, more absenteeism may be happening, or the employee may be no behaving no very rogue and rough no within the organization with other employees. So many reasons. Okay, so these are the reasons why the employees all leave. And this is the employee turnover ratio. That is number of employees who leave less than the year of employment divided by number of separations during the same period into 100. Just remember this employee turnover ratio. So you maybe know like in case no like when it comes to any no like definition of no like what is the turnover, why employees are not leaving the company, how would you calculate the turnover ratio? You can mention all these points. Employee retention. Employee retention is making the employees stay within the organization for some period of time. So why? Because no, it increases the company's no like their company gets a good name in the industry. Their workflow is not getting disturbed. So even when the new employees know like they are joining the organization, the older employees know they are already existing in the organization, can give proper training to the new employees before leaving the organization. So for these reasons, employee retention has to happen. And yes, so another thing is no like when there is no like less turnover ratio, stakeholders no like the shareholders invest more in the company. But if the company's turnover ratio, employee turnover ratio is more, stakeholders or shareholders no like they don't show much interest in no like investing in the company. And who has already invested in the company no, they tend to no like withdraw no like draw back no the whatever they have no invested in. So exit policy. Okay, so even after no trying all the no like methods of no like employee retention and everything, finally the employee no decides to leave. Or even after the employee no like want to stay in the organization, the management decides to send the employee. So before no like going out, exit policy no procedure has to be followed. So what is exit policy? Handing over of all the responsibilities which the employee was no like taking care of before leaving the organization, like ID card, in case of no like any tools or no like software no it's being provided, all no login credentials, other credentials, files, whatever the employee was given no at the time of no like onboarding. So he or she has to no like give back, surrender everything, and no like then no like go through an exit interview. So this interview is conducted by the HR department, HR people, and the reason no like it should directly come from the employee side. So why he decides or she decides to leave the organization, and that the reason is being no like it will be communicated to the management. And even if the management decides to know like go leave the leave the employee, so that will be communicated to the employee as well. So this is the reason why we don't want you here anymore. So this is the reason why no you're being laid off right now. So in both the ways no like the no, proper reason is being communicated, so that the employee will also get benefited no, because he will not do the same mistake in the other organization where he or she is joining. On the other hand, the management will come to know like they are lacking in no like in these aspects no, the employee is not happy or satisfied, so they will come to know. So that is exit policy. This is the process in exit policy. So first employee will initiate the request, or the management will initiate the request in the sense wants to leave the organization. Create a self-evaluation. So fill the separation form, submit the request, and the HR manager will provide the feedback. If it is voluntary, feedback will be given to the management. If it is involuntary, feedback will be given to the employee. So finally, if the employee accepts or decides to leave the organization, so begin the termination process and submit the request. Or if the employee doesn't want to leave the organization, maximum the HR managers will try to retain the employees. So 80 to 85% they would not leave the employees, only if the reason is very logical or very genuine, then the employee will be they will be letting go of. Otherwise, maximum they will try to retain the employees. So during the exit interview, few employees may change their mind to stay in the organization for some more time. If that is the case, then that will be also communicated to the management, and finally everything will be in good mood. Or otherwise, termination process will go off, everything will be handed out and handed off, and finally the request and the feedback from the employee will be given to the management. So every organization should have a good and clear exit policy, because both the parties are benefited from conducting exit interviews, the employee as well as the employer. Okay, so finally we are now coming to trade unions. So why trade unions are there? So act as a mediators. They act as the arbitrators between the workers, two different workers. So between workers and the employers. So and then between the employees and the employers, and the employers and the employers. That is between two organizations in the industry. Even the dispute between two organizations in the industry, that is being also the conflict is trying to be resolved with the help of trade unions. So why trade union is involved in conflict resolution between two different employers, two different organizations in the industry? Because they don't want the employees in that organization, both the organizations, to get affected because of the company's fight. That's the reason. So this is the role of trade unions. And so there is a term called collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is something for a particular period of time, say once in a year or twice in a year, all the concerns, all the requests from the employers and employees and the workers, it is being collected, being listed out. Top things it gets prioritized, like good safe work environment, good amenities, available of water, and a good toilet system, whatever it is, these are basic amenities where the employee which the employee is obliged to to get from the organization. So these things will be prioritized first. The other things would be it will come under as a last point. So after taking all these things, so the trade union people, representatives of the trade union, they go and meet the management, and these points will be discussed with them. And from the management side, there will be representatives to sit and talk about these things, negotiate about these things. Few terms will be accepted, few may not be accepted. So finally both the parties will come to an agreement that on few things okay, this will be done, but this will take some time, and few things this will not be done presently. So these things they will be agreed upon, and then finally they will go with the initiation of whatever promise whatever promise the management has given. Same way the management will also come with request, like extra working hours, or more commitment level, and few things like that. So that would be agreed upon by the trade unions on behalf of the employers, employees, and the workers. Okay, so here are the types of trade unions we we normally have. So here on the left side you can see basis of purpose, basis of reformist union, business union. These unions, they prevail in Western countries. not in countries like India, Bangladesh, or like Asian countries. Not in Asian countries, we don't have these kind of like unions, but we have these kind of unions based on the membership structure, that is craft union, industrial union, staff union, and general union. So craft union is like it's a union for craftsmen, that is they are like few people, few individuals are skilled in one particular craft, like coir making, or like carpenters union is there, and like offset machines, printers union is there. So they have some kind of craft with them. So these members they have a union for them. So craft union, industrial unions for particular industry, textile industry they have a union, and like warehousing industry they have a union, and transportation industry they have a union. So, and then staff union is something that the union is for the staff of a particular organization, only for the staff of that particular organization, or not for all the organization in the industry. That is staff union. And general union is for all the general employees of the same industry. So these are the types of union we usually have in Asian countries. The other types, anarchist union, predatory union, we don't have it here. We know like those unions are like they prevail in Western countries. Okay, so collective bargaining we have like already we have seen. So this is how it will be done. So first prepare and prioritize like what has to be requested first from both the parties. So here from the employee side, they will come with the prioritized like request of like basic amenities, water facility, toilet facility, free meals, whatever like they would like to have. So only 8 hours per day of working, or 9 hours per day of working, overtime allowance. So these are the top priorities like which like comes from their side. So from the management side, if you see like they would be like asking for like go through the training process. So employees has to go through the training process during particular interval of time, and like good commitment like a lower level of absenteeism. So these things will be will be coming from the management side. So again this will be prioritized, and like representatives of both the parties will sit together. So they will start negotiating, discuss, and propose the like the points whatever they have in hand. So they finally bargain and finally come to a settlement of okay, so which things are accepted, which things are not accepted, and which things the management require few time some more time to to apply it. And from the employee side also, they will also request some more time to like to go with that particular point. So this is how it is done. Okay, so finally this like labor welfare is like it comes under industrial relations. Industrial relation is like maintaining good relation between the companies, organizations in the industry, or between two or more industries like in the manufacturing or whatever it is. So there should be a good relationship like professional relationship, and good relationship, law abiding relationship between like industries, or between the companies under one particular industry. So everything, so why everything is being these trade unions, why they are existing, industrial relations like why there are so many acts acts are available for like protecting this trade unions, protecting this labor law, and like for industrial relations. So everything is for the good like well-being of the employees, as well as for the well-being of the companies as well, because like they are the important like part of the economy, national economy. So both the parties should be like in good terms and conditions, so that everything goes in a smooth way. So these are the factors affecting industrial relations. First one is individual behavior. We can very well see it in like trade unions. So the representative of the trade union, the trade union leader, no, like individual characteristics, no, that also matters, no. So setting aside the individual likes and no dislikes, the person has to know like work towards the goal of no achieving the collective bargaining, no, on behalf of the employees. Organizational structure, few organizational structure would be in the topmost in the no organizational hierarchy, no, would be very rigid, or sometimes no like they would be no like not accepting any of the points, no, which the employees representatives have no like put forwarded. So that also no affects the collective but the industrial relations. Psychological factors, leadership style, that is a boss of the company, no, like his or her characteristics, no, personal characteristics, and no like her or his no like perceptions of no how to run an organization. So that factors also no affect industrial relations. Economic and no technical environment, legal and political environment, the present political party, no, like prevailing in the no like state or no in the country. So these factors affect the industrial relations. So scope of industrial relations, so it works towards no like forming no like good relationship between no like groups. For public relations, that is between the industry and the public, between the workers and the public, employees and the public, so that public don't have no any concerns or have no any bad no like attitude towards the organization or towards no any particular industry. Labor relations and employer-employee relations. So we have come to the end of the session. We have future. Okay, fine, good. Okay. So any doubts before we wind up the session? We have seen two modules together. The first one was training and development. So all we saw that was what is training, what is development, the types of training on before onboarding, after onboarding, why the training is given, and no like types of no training, onboarding training, that is on the job training, off the job training, and we had few sub classifications in on the job and off the job. Then we have no like come to conflict. No, what is conflict? So where we can no see the conflict. So what are the no like guidelines no the companies can follow to avoid conflict, and what is the role of trade unions no in no like resolving any conflict between no like employees, or in between the departments and the organization, or between the employee and the organization, or between two organizations, no, so that none of the employee in either of the organizations get no like they get hurt, I mean get hurt, or no like they don't have no any negative impact. So then finally we have seen no like industrial relations, why industrial relations is more important to the economy of the country. So in either way, no, to protect the employees, to protect the workers, as well as to protect the organizations as well, so that no like everything goes in a smooth way, so that no the national economy, you know, like it goes forward. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so any doubts? Because no, from next session onwards we will be no like completely shifting to inventory and no logistics, SCM, supply chain, production, everything. So this is the end of no HRM session. Okay, thank you. No doubts. Okay, okay. So see you in the next session. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Good night.
You too, ma'am. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.